I will read you something about his CV, but we've got with us our professor's life's description here. I just want to highlight a few items that you would know the caliber of our guest today. He traveled 83 countries and 226 cities throughout the world with his photographic career. He pledged more than 44,000 of his works to associations to use. He's authored 3 books, Elements 1, 2, and 3, plus an additional book that you'll find there on the table there as well. He's been working in the UAE with the Arabian Leopard Trust. He's concerned with the preservation of indigenous Arabic wildlife. He's been associated with the World Press Photo, and he received a special award of the Institute of Journalism of a university in the Ukraine. He is a visiting professor at that particular institution of journalism at the University of Ukraine, the American University of Central Asia, in Kazakhstan, the Kazakhstan National University, and the Institute of the Foreign Languages at the International University of Kazakhstan. He's a reader, he's an economist, and he's a collector of objects to art. He also contributes to charities, the Al Noor Training Center for Children with Special Needs, and then close to my own home, also to the Wild Cheetah Center in South Africa. Thank you very much for that.
My name is Professor Chadha. I'm 51 years old. I lived in the Emirates for the last 22 years. It's my love of this country that I want to give back to this country what it taught me. One of the things it taught me, most important, was education. I'm self-taught and I became a professor. And I want to share it with you and make you understand how I did it in your own country. I am a professor of photojournalism, and my plan is to show you things differently. I will open doors and windows in your mind before you leave this room, guarantee anyone and everyone in this room will feel something different than when they walked in. This I guarantee. This is my job, to be able to leave a permanent impact in your mind towards the field of photojournalism. This I divided in 4 parts. The first part is related with the environment. I look at the planet as a whole, and I'm going to discuss regarding the environment. I'm going to run a presentation on this, followed by a presentation which I made recently for the National Geographic, which is very old, 1952. Those are the pictures from that period. The third, I will then show you a video clip of wildlife, which I shot in North America. And lastly, I will show you a real powerful video clip, which won the Photographers Award, International Photographers Award, to show you at what level you have to reach to get to the international level of photojournalism. So I'll start my presentation firstly with the presentation of the environment. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. Okay? Agreed? Before the year 2050, about 150 million people may be forced to leave their homes. This photograph is mine. It's taken of an active volcano in Hawaii, and it is the lava flowing into the Pacific Ocean. More than 50% of the world's population lives today in regions likely to be struck by at least one of the following disasters: earthquake, flood, drought, landslide, cyclone, or volcanic eruptions. All this data that you're seeing is from the World Bank, from United Nations, from all government authorities and is very authenticated. In the past 50 years, quota of the fisheries in the world has seriously depleted. This photograph is from Burma, and you can see the man over here. He's taking fishing, but he uses his feet to move the boat, the rudder of the boat. 21 countries around the world suffer from a lack of water, 12 of them are in the Middle East. These photographs are from Namibia in the Sahara Desert, and as a lot of you are fond of Indian movies, Amir Khan's movie was shot over here as well, at this very location, and an incalculable number of fish. This is a very common problem in the Emirates also, of having these plastic bags all around in the desert when you go camping. So please be careful of that, because this really affects wildlife. Illegal trade in endangered species is worth between $5 to $10 billion annually and represents one of the major causes of disappearance of these species. Among children who go to school, 80% will never reach secondary school. This photo was taken in Bhutan. This was taken in Nepal along the Egypt along the Nile River. More than 800 million people living in developing countries suffer from malnutrition. Next presentation that I will show you, I don't think any of you were born when it was taken, but it's very fascinating, and I definitely recommend you all, if you can, of your grandparents, try and get the photographs that you can and see how Abu Dhabi was 50 years ago, 70 years ago. It's very fascinating. And today, if you note that, for the future generations, this photograph published in 1952 in the National Geographic. Here are some of the images that you will see. The first 19-year-old female pilot who got her license to fly with Kuwait Airways. So you see the drastic change that has come from 1952 to now, and how this can be documented through photographs, how this can be preserved, because it is through these images that it still makes an impact to you, things that happened in 1952. So it's very important to be able to document things, photograph them, preserve your culture on film, on photographic material, so that it can be used for future generations. I know there are a lot of exhibitions that are shown in the UAE, showing, Abu Dhabi and Dubai as they were earlier. That is true, by photographers who are friends of mine. But then it should be some of you as well who should move forward, pick up the camera, take pictures, and save them for the future generations. Because this is the best way to say more than 1,000 words, and that's what a picture really does.
Hersh Student Media. I want to ask you about if there's any workshop here in Abu Dhabi, if you want to do any workshop with us, teaching us how to take photos like you. I'm beginner photographer, but I'm wondering how you are taking these photos, by what, why you are using lights, cameras,
Okay. This is my first lecture at HCT, and I definitely look forward to teaching to brilliant students. And I definitely have plans to have a workshop in Abu Dhabi, so you don't have to go all the way to Dubai. I can come to Abu Dhabi and teach here. But definitely there should be enough students, and I'll be more than happy to teach. I have 8 years of teaching left, so I'm available for you all and at your service. Okay?
About the first video,
Yes.
how did you deal with the animals? Because my teacher told me the hardest thing to deal with the animals and the children. So how did you do?
Well, there were 19 cameras around. We had a crew of 17 people. So we understand the animal and we were observing its animal behavior, and then we moved the cameras in that direction. So you got to do a lot of research before you can achieve that. Thank you.